Sharing goals often sabotages your ability to reach them. To achieve something massive, you must move in the opposite direction. You have to disappear. People naturally want to maintain their status relative to those around them. This creates a sociological friction. Your peers are often more likely to feel a twinge of jealousy at your progress than genuine joy for your success. Removing yourself from the public eye protects your raw potential from this external sabotage. It creates a vacuum where your work can grow without being picked apart by the opinions of others. A complete life overhaul follows a specific three-part architecture. First, the disappearance, then the shadow work, and the final reemergence. The ghost mode protocol is the system used to navigate these phases. To begin this process, gather a pen and paper. You will need a physical record of the decisions you are about to make. This protocol relies on every step being executed in order. Missing even one phase compromises the entire structure, leaving your progress unfinished and your potential unreached. We begin with the communication blackout. This requires total control over what you say. Starting now, you will stop discussing your plans, your views, and your daily habits with anyone, including your closest friends and family. When you are asked about your future, use a neutral, dismissive script. Nothing special. I haven't really thought about it yet. Do not drop hints about upcoming moves or try to signal that you are working on something big just to feel important in the moment. When you become a mystery, people eventually stop projecting their expectations onto you. That silence frees up the mental energy you used to spend managing their perceptions. To work effectively in isolation, you must dismantle a specific psychological trap, the spotlight effect. This cognitive bias makes you believe the world is judging your every move, like you're constantly on stage. It tricks people into making choices to impress an audience that isn't there, spending years proving their worth to people looking elsewhere. In reality, everyone is far too occupied with their own mounting problems to track your progress. They aren't thinking about you nearly as much as you think they are. Once you realize you aren't being watched, you are free. You can prioritize your own growth and your own goals without the weight of outside judgment. Now, define your targets. These must be measurable and absolute. A specific revenue figure, a professional certification, or a clear physical metric. Write these goals on paper and attach photos that represent them. This board serves as the physical anchor for your ambition. This board must be kept in a location where no one else can see it. By keeping this focal point secret, you prevent your drive from leaking out in the form of cheap validation. It forces that energy inward, fueling a persistent obsession with the work. Step 4 is the restructure. Every waking hour of your day must revolve around the targets you just set. Fighter B follows a standard 8-hour training schedule. Fighter A allocates 14 hours to work, leaving only 2 hours for life. This sheer volume of training creates an unbridgeable gap, giving the individual with double the preparation an overwhelming advantage. To reach this level of output, you must eliminate low-yield habits. Gaming, binge-watching, and scrolling have no place in a 14-hour workday. If you want outlier results, your daily schedule will likely appear unreasonable to those living an average life. The schedule will lead to exhaustion and frequent failure. You must accept that none of this struggle can be shared for sympathy or pity. Thomas Edison provides historical proof that the iterative process of failure must remain behind the scenes. History records his success with the light bulb, but it ignores the 1,000 failed prototypes that came before it. The world only values the finished result. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam followed the same path. His early SLV-3 rocket projects were massive public failures, but his refusal to quit in the shadows eventually made India a global leader in missile technology. This is the rule of the shadow phase. 1,000 private failures are erased the moment you deliver one massive public success. In the final phase, you return to the world with a clear mind, a rebuilt physique, and a stable financial foundation. But as you reach the finish line, you will notice a change in your perspective. By the time you have results worth showing off, you will no longer feel the need for anyone else's applause. The need for public validation disappears. Instead, you find yourself looking for the next milestone, realizing that the quiet progress of the shadows has become the primary reward. Build your board, shut your mouth, and begin the blackout.